As you know, copyright infringement on YouTube is real, so I don't have any epic music, any like specific epic music, but every time I start this series, I want to play Christopher Droner from Absol. It has like this NFL theme thing. Just people whenever you get a chance. Not the whole song, just the beginning. You know what I'm talking about, like a frozen cold tundra, and they're going to a playoff game or something. Welcome, cool cats and doggies, to another episode of Football and Sneakers, where I recap week 5, that's what we're recapping this week, and go over shoes with the topics that we talked about. So, for example, there's a winner in a certain type of category. We show you a shoe that I would wear with that jersey. So you get a little bit of sneaker news and a little bit of football news, and those are just two things that I love. If you're new to the channel, make sure you like and subscribe, plus turn on that notification bell so you can catch all the content that we have on this channel. At the end of the video, make sure you leave a comment below if you bang with it. And make sure to catch me on all other social media platforms like Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, TikTok, all that jazz. Now, let's hop into this weekly recap. So I decided to recap week 1, 5, 9, 13, and 17 because there's 17 weeks in the regular season this year. So you only see one of these basically once a month. Week 5 was absolutely crazy, as the NFL is, because there's only limited games. Every week feels like it was substantially big. Probably bigger than it actually should be, but that's what happens when you love football. So first category for the week is a banger snissels. We start off with a banger snissels, which is when a team gets banged. Typically a banger snissels is either you got blown out or something's just fire. But in this case, we're going with the blown out aspect. Now, that game would be the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, yes, Tom Brady, against the Miami Dolphins, and this old defensive coordinator, Brian Flores. We're not promoting betting here. I'm just talking about the spreads because obviously it can give you a little glimpse into how big of a bang out this game was. The spread for that game was 10.5 or 11. I don't know what it ended up at, but the score ended up being 45-17, which is just crazy. I mean, AB had 2 TDs, Mike Evans had 2 TDs, Brady threw up 400 yards. It's just, they just got a formula down there and it works. So for the winner, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, we had to give them a shoe. I decided to give them, for this week, the Red Flint 13s. Now that shoe, I did a review on when I compared it to the blue pair, so you can go back and check that video if you haven't. You know you got to plug yourself in your own channel. And I really think that reflective red, burgundy-ish goes well with their jersey with the little hint of gray. 13s are comfortable. If you haven't had a pair, you should probably go get one. Now for topic number 2. The injury bug game. Yes, the injury bug game. And this week, that sad victim goes to the Indianapolis Colts. They were up 22-3 in the third quarter. And then boom, Xavier Rhodes got hurt. Sendejo got hurt. 2 other corners got hurt. And they were already missing 2 3-0 linemen. And then they lose in overtime 31-25. That was one of the better night games of the week. And that one actually hurt more than I'm showing because I had Jonathan Taylor in Blankenship. Oh, Blankenship was hurt, so he missed the field goal. He missed the extra point. He had a field goal blocked. Mark Andrews destroyed me in 2 fantasy leagues. So the injury bug definitely played part in the real life and fantasy for me. Shout out to the Ravens. They had their own injuries. As I talked about in the first week, they've just been decimated with injuries. But Lamar's just showing that if they got to pass, they got to pass. So kudos to them. He absolutely went off. I think he threw like 87% of throws. That's just unheard of. So like, shout out to the Ravens. And for the sneaker for the Ravens, this is like a perfect match, all right? One more time, this is shoes that I would probably choose with their jersey. It's the Air Max 2. Me and my boys just call them the CB94s. In the black, white, and purple colorway. This sneaker is so perfect for the Ravens that they should probably have it at M&T Bank Stadium and sell it like it's a concession or like it's a jersey or something. Like, that goes so perfect with their black jerseys. I love that shoe, and I love their colors. Black and purple is amazing, and that shoe is just perfect. So, CB94 is the black, white, and purple for the Ravens, who overcame the injury bug game. Number 3 for this week is the Underdog Session. That's where we talk about a team that wasn't favored to win and actually had a highly unexpected outcome because they won. And yeah, that sounded redundant, but I'll just explain it to people who don't understand. I just look away when I'm thinking the thoughts like, did that sound good? And it did. And that category goes to the Chicago Bears. All right. If you don't follow football, John Gruden was just recently fired okay, for a bunch of stuff he did in the past. And some people may say that that was part of the reason why the Raiders looked like they were unfocused. But I have a couple Raider friends, and last year they started off the season strong. They started out this year 3-0, and they've lost the last two. The Bears were supposed to lose by a minimum of 5.5 to 6 points, and they actually won 20-9. So that's crazy. On the road, without David Montgomery. Monty, please get healthy. I need you in my fantasy league. Without Akeem Hicks. But yeah, I did not see them winning 20-9. Maybe they could backdoor cover the 5.5, but they just went outright. And that is kudos to Nagy, who I usually give a lot of flack to. I talk a lot of trash about Nagy, man. Raiders, yeah, y'all gotta open it right now. So maybe y'all go after Eric Bieniemy in the offseason. I know the Chiefs won't let him go there right now because they're in the same division. Or maybe go get my boy Dougie P. Yo, Dougie P, they got some pieces over there, dog. I think you might have to holler at them Raiders, dog. The Vegas Raiders, yo. You might be living comfortable. So anyway, that's the underdog for the week. And the shoes that the Chicago Bears get this week. Okay, now peep it. I actually wouldn't wear this Jordan unless I was a diehard Bears fan, because I ridiculed my boy Mo for wearing these joints or copying these joints in high school. And that's the Peapod 8s. Yeah, who would have thought? That goes perfect with Chicago colors. Like, I feel like everybody in Chicago should have this pair of sneakers, so that's just me. But here's the underdog section. Now let's get on to topic number 4. Category number 4 is the revenge game of the week, and that goes to the Buffalo Bills against the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, Bird Gang, so you know we got love for Andy. That's Andy Reid. That's Big Red. That's Dr. Robotnik. Okay? I don't know if y'all get the puns or the examples, but real one should. But the defensive coordinator for the Eagles back in the day when Andy was still there was Sean McDermott. And he's the head coach for the Buffalo Bills. And Andy fired Sean. So even though they're still friends, that was a little revenge aspect. Plus, the Bills lost to the Chiefs in the AFC Championship last year, so this is definitely a revenge game. The Bills were supposed to lose by 3 points, but they ended up winning 38-20. Dawson Knox showed up. Emmanuel Sanders showed out. Diggs stayed wearing vicious clothes. I don't know if maybe we find a pic somewhere. He had on the Squid Game cleats. And that boy from the DMV, so, shout out to Diggs. I just got to give credit to the Bills. They went ahead and attacked things they needed in the offseason, which was more pass rush and more protection and another receiver to complement Josh Allen, and they did that. Greg Russo, they got Spencer Brown on the offensive line. They signed Emmanuel Sanders. I mean, they did everything right. Meanwhile, everyone's starting to realize that, yeah, the Chiefs knew that their strengths were offense. That's why they drafted Clyde Edwards-Helaire. But in hindsight, Antoine Winfield was there and Trevon Diggs was there. And Trevon Diggs looks like the best corner in football. And that hurts more because he plays for Dallas. So maybe they should have went ahead and addressed defense, because right now their defense is on pace to be the worst defense of all time. And I think that's without the 17th game there. But the Bills won, and this shoe's going to be different. For the Buffalo Bills this week, I'm going to go ahead and do the Sakai Vapor Waffles in the Game Royal colorway. I feel like this gives Buffalo Bill fans traction when they're jumping off stuff into tables. I feel like this goes very well with their unis, either if it's the blue one or the white one. So that is the revenge game of the week, section number 4. Category number 5 is my teams. So we'll start off with the one up north, and that's the Minnesota Vikings. Y'all don't look good, yo. I know a win's a win, but y'all don't look good at all. After blowing out Seattle, you only put up 7 at home to the Browns. And then you had to put yourself in the situation where you had to kick a game-winning field goal to beat the Lions, who are missing half their team. And no offense to the players there, obviously, the universe believes they don't have a lot of talent. I feel bad for teams like the Texans and the Lions right now, because they are trying their butts off every game to win a game, and they just don't have the talent or the coaching, whatever, and they just keep coming up short. I don't know why people talk so much trash about Jared Goff, and he had him up with like a minute and a half to go without his 2 top receivers, 2 O-linemen, like a top 5 center in football, and the defense has been gutted or decimated. So I don't know, but I want to be inclusive, because some people may think,
oh, he only likes Nikes. And
I love Nike, but I like other brands. So for this one, I went out to, you know, Buffalo got their shoes with the grip for the table tossing WWE moves. And the Vikings get the Berry New Balance 574 year. And I don't know if you guys don't know who he is, but man, everything this guy's doing with sneakers, I want. So I think this week he's coming out with 5 shoes, and the 5th colorway will probably resemble the Vikings jersey more. This thing is crazy. It's supposed to be for like outdoorsy. That's what all his concepts are right now with New Balance. One of the weird wonky things about it is it has a whistle in the back. So like if you went like actual hiking or something, which I'm giving this to Minnesota because it's in Minnesota. The shoe's fire. I think this is one of the better colorways. And the whole clothes and everything, the whole capsule looks crazy. So hopefully I'll be able to get one of those shoes and review on the channel. But that 5th colorway and the Europe pair is fire. So that goes to Minnesota. Y'all got to do better. Hopefully you bang out the Panthers. Hopefully you can go beat the Panthers. Just like the Eagles did. It's time to talk about the Eagles. And we stole one, yo. We stole one. We did not look good at all outside of some defensive players. We kind of strapped Sam Darnold. I like the Panthers, and I think that once they get an O-line in front of Sam, or when he gets McCaffrey back and probably J.C. Horn, and I can't believe they fleeced the Patriots for Gilmore for 6th, but once they get all their pieces, they're going to be nice. But he threw 3 picks. He looked shoddy. He didn't get any rushing touchdowns. He got strapped. That boy Slay had 2 picks. That boy Nelson had a pick. Hargrave's a beast. The sweat came through. Was TJ Edwards, did he block that special teams kick? Why was TJ Edwards on special teams? I don't know, yo. I mean, offense needs to run the ball more. Like, a lot more. And if not, then just screen people. Like, you just screen them. We got speed. But I was so happy that we got the dub. That was, like, nail-biting. The sneakers that I'm giving the Eagles this week, I'm actually not giving it to us. It's a shoe that I would give, or a shoe that I would wear with our jersey, but I just feel like they dropped the ball on it. I was looking so forward to this collab one day, and it just didn't show up right. So that shoe is the Xbox 20th anniversary Adidas Forum. I don't know. I just thought the first time I would get a Halo or Xbox collab would be fire. Like, this shoe just not it. It just looks so lame. Like, you probably only can wear this with joggers. I'm usually attracted to black and green shoes, and this just ain't it. So I'm sad. Can someone else come in and do a Master Chief? I don't know. I'm sad. But that's the recap for week 5. I appreciate y'all coming through and checking out some shoes and some football news. If you like the content and the little recap with the shoes and the jerseys, you know, a little feel, a little collaboration, a little let me know in the comments. And if there's any topic that you think I should talk about in the next month when I do week 9, let me know and maybe I incorporate that. Until the next video, I'ma holla at y'all. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.